The Royal Commission is expected to recommend wholesale reform of the Territory's youth justice system. Punitive measures are likely to go and be replaced with programs which prevent children being put into care and detention.
Keen to show conditions have improved, the NT government let the ABC back into Dondale. Personal trainer Adam Drake runs programs here 3 times a week.
To be honest, I believe it's starting to get better.
Old cells in the high security unit have been upgraded. It's got a lick of paint. But some detention workers feel the path to change is still slow and unclear.
The morale's very low.
And problems like understaffing persist.
I'm still worried that something bad can happen, and whether someone gets hurt or not, or worse.
Old practices continue.
The use of isolation and restraint should be absolutely prohibited. They should never be used.
The Commission is expected to recommend that.
We are limited while we have infrastructure that does not support other ways of working.
It's also expected to say the existing detention centres should be scrapped.
Smaller centres, I think, would be the way to go, that are set up in a way that are more akin to supporting young people.
The kind of rehabilitation programs the Commission will recommend more of have diminished this year. Community organisations want more money spent on new programs than on detention buildings.
For every dollar that's invested in early intervention and prevention, there are long-term life, cost savings and cost benefits.
The Commissioners will recommend children needing protection and young offenders should be cared for using the same public health approach, under one piece of legislation and in one specialist court.
We're dealing with very similar issues in both areas.
After successive governments ditched similar recommendations, there's concern about the NT government's capacity to deliver change.
Look, we need expertise here, there's no doubt about that.
We think that the Royal Commission will enhance that reform agenda that we've already put in place.
So the Commissioners will want independent watchdogs to make sure their recommendations are followed.
If we continue to make it the sole responsibility of one department, we will fail again.
We believe as a government that transparency and having independent oversight of everything we do is important.
Community organisations want the Commonwealth to help pay for reform.
It will simply be another report gathering dust unless the resources are there to implement these recommendations.
They hope the inquiry report will become a national blueprint.
In running a humane and a compassionate, but also a youth justice system that gives victims of crime accountability.
Something most jurisdictions are still struggling to provide. Jane Bardon, ABC News.